This week's Sports Central is one for the motor racing fans. A new championship known as Formula E is due to begin in 2014. So why E?
Why E?
Why E?
Why E? The cars will be powered, it would seem, purely by electricity. Joining us is the Chief Executive of Formula E, Alejandro Agag. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Good morning.
There's plenty of motorsports out there at the moment. I guess it was always going to go in this direction, but why now? What kind of competition are you going to be providing?
Well, we're going to launch a new championship, the first global championship, which is going to be completely sustainable. We think the motorsport now is ready for this. We want a championship that is a real race. We want to create a true spectacle of racing, not a show. But we want also for this to make the electric car popular with the people. The people still don't believe in electric cars. They don't see them as a real option for their lives. We want to show that these cars go fast, that they race, so this can become an option for the people.
I don't see a Formula One racing car as being a realistic option for my life either, so what's this going to change?
Well, you could try, but but you do use, or maybe you don't, but people use cars with fuel in them.
Yes.
We want them to use cars with electricity powering them. That's why we do the championship.
Now, Alejandro, actually, if you go around London, there are these little pods where you can plug in your electric car, which I am absolutely fascinated by. But talk to me exactly, how is Formula E going to work? I mean, the pit stops, will they not be too long and a little bit boring?
Well, the pit stops are going to be fantastic, and I tell you why. These cars, the problem they have is that the batteries don't last long. They last around 25 minutes. At those speeds, they last much longer if you go a little bit
quietly,
slower.
yeah.
So the pit stops, we're going to change cars. We're not going to change the battery.
Oh, that's great.
So the driver is going to jump out of the car. We're
style.
thinking, exactly. You remember Jackie X when he was walking towards his car? All the others were running, and he was walking much more.
Right, so these guys are going to have to be even fitter than they are now.
These guys are going to have to run to their next car. We're going to probably separate them by 100 meters. So there is going to be a race, chance of overtaking, running actually, like the old tradition. And then they run off with their new car.
You need Usain Bolt. Right, he's going to win it because he can run faster than everyone.
We would love to have Usain Bolt racing, yeah, absolutely.
And how do you actually, find the drivers? Is it going to be similar drivers to Formula One? How are you? Is there kind of like a grooming process to get these guys on board?
Yes, we will find drivers from all the top competitions. We've had already, since we announced this, and the project is only 1 week old, calls from many drivers from different competitions, top drivers very interested in this. We will find drivers that have been in big competitions, that are on their way to big competitions, that are coming in and out. We want top drivers that attract also the public. We want all the public in the city to come and see the races.
I have one here. Guy Johnson.
Yeah, you don't want that. I remember covering A1 Grand Prix. There was this idea that you'd have national teams, that you'd have a similar car throughout the entire process. Didn't take off. Come on, talk to me about how much of a push this is going to get. You talked about sustainability. How do we make the business model sustainable?
I agree with you. I come from the racing world. I am myself, a raceman, I consider myself. And I saw what happened with A1. This has a different angle because it's electric, because it's sustainable. We think this is an option for companies that support sustainability. And this and corporate social responsibility is a priority for many, many companies. I would say for all important companies now in the world. So we want to provide an option for those companies to have a sponsorship alternative that is fully sustainable, that is global, but that is at the same time attractive and real racing. That's how we see the business model work.
Right.
In terms of the cities that you're actually approaching, a lot of them are emerging markets. Have you spoken to Boris Johnson about bringing it to London? What was his response, and why so much focus on emerging markets?
I think emerging markets need electric cars. Cities, the pollution in the cities in those countries is a very serious problem. The example of China, Beijing, Shanghai is a clear example. But London, it's a great place for us to have a race. The mayor, Boris Johnson, is very active on sustainability, very active on electric car. They've installed, like you said, these charging points around the city. We haven't yet reached to him. We're going to. We are just 1 week old. But definitely, we're going to try to see if we can have a race in London.
If he's watching, I'm sure he will be paying attention.
Alejandro, a very final question. How much do you get asked about the Spanish, the Spanish economy? You go to these meetings. Are they concerned?
I get asked a lot. They are concerned. Everybody asks about Spain. Me, luckily, I don't know if you know, but I used to be a politician. I was a member of European Parliament for Spain. Not anymore. So
it's decided to become racing.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus in the cars now. Yeah. We would like to have a race in Spain, but of course the situation is tough. But let's hope. I'm optimistic that we should get out of the hole.
I think Valencia could do with nice little boost. So that'll be good.
Alejandro, thank you so much. Alejandro Agag, there,
Thank you very
Chief
much.
Executive of Formula E.
Tell us what you think on Twitter.